Good morning and happy Monday. Welcome back to the Daily Grind. I'm your host Chump Change. This is live and recorded. For those of you guys that might be new here, what we typically do is go over crypto news and news in general in the space. I update myself, bring you guys along for the ride. Let's see who's in the house and we'll get into this. Mr. Nismo Miner, appreciate you being a member, buddy. Black Hat Team, good to see you. Andrew Masad, we have Montuf, good to see you. All set, what's up, man? Good to see you, buddy. Crypto KJ, Leo Lustig, I need my BTC, Canadian Miner, Son of a Rabbit, Steven Cicero, let's see, Daddy Chill, what's up, dude? Dan R, my man, good to see you, buddy. Zarkov, Crypto Hunter, everybody else I may have missed, I apologize. Let's get into it. All right, Bitcoin, everything's in the red today, but look at this, we have $98,000 Bitcoin, and we're in the red. 98,421 to be exact. We got Ethereum at 3861. Honestly, everything still looks good. This is like a healthy pullback for a Monday. XRP $2.39, that's down 6% on the day. I guess was Brad Garlinghouse on 60 Minutes last night? I'm pretty sure I heard some info about that, but I didn't get to watch it or anything. So let me know if there was like any bad news about it. I doubt that's why the market's going down. I think it's just a normal pullback, but let me know. ADA is down 7.8 basically percent to $1.11. Might be a good time to get back in on ADA. LTC at 122 bucks, not too bad, could be worse. Dogecoin still holding at 43 cents, down almost 6%. That's crazy. Everything looks good though, guys. Everything looks good. Caspa 17.3. Caspa was almost at 19 cents the other day or yesterday. Pretty sure it was yesterday. It might have been Saturday too, but yeah, Caspa's been killing it this weekend. Kind of don't really know why. I'm assuming anticipation of Binance listing maybe coming up soon. Let's see what happens there. All right, crypto bubbles, everything's just getting wrecked. Look at this. Everything's red, one thing's green. Leo right here is green. Look at that. Mr. Dan R, thanks for being a member for 19 months, dude. You're insane. Boom shakalaka. Chump Change is on fire. Appreciate you, buddy. Thank you for being a member. You're awesome. Yeah, everything's in the red. What's the biggest loser of the day though? Looks like Quant, I think. Kind of hard to pick it, but Quant's down 12% to 148 bucks. Anybody into this? I'm not into this one. Not into it. Ranked 68th out of the top 100. Interesting. What is so the biggest earner of the day is this Leo? This Leo token. I don't know what this is. I have no idea. It's ranked 24th. If anybody has the info on this, let me know. And look at this Mog meme coin down here is up. Mog coin. It's like a laughing cat. That is up. It's ranked 91st out of the top 100. Interesting. Mr. Andrew Masad, also a member for 15 months. Looks cold up there. It is cold up here. It's terrible up here. It's not that bad. It could be worse. We got a little bit of snow the other day, but it wasn't too bad. All right, looks like everything's just kind of whatever today. It's kind of a wash day. Flashbang Fear and Greed Index looking like a 78 over here in the Fear and Greed Index. Pretty let me just refresh it. Yeah, 78. Everything's going down. Crazy. We're gonna see this needle reset pretty hard tomorrow. It's probably gonna be down in the low 70s for sure. That's my opinion anyways. All right, again, be greedy when people are fearful and fearful when people are greedy. Right now, I know that chart doesn't say greed, but this redness, the sea of red says green. It says time to be greedy. That's my opinion. All right, top 10 coins by coin market cap over on CoinGecko. We have Bitcoin starting at a $1.9 trillion, excuse me, $1.9 trillion market cap. My throat just kind of went nuts on me there. All right, Ethereum, Tether, XRP, Solana, we have BNB, Dogecoin, USDC, Cardano, and Lido Staked Ether in 10th place at a $37 billion market cap. Cardano in 9th place still. Nice. Still holding 9th place. That's awesome. XRP got flipped again by Tether, $136 billion market cap. Neat. We got Shiba still in 13th place over here at a $17.5 billion market cap. I'm still shocked Shiba's holding that high. It is kind of crazy. Sui, I got some Sui this weekend, or not this weekend. Was it Thursday? I think it was Thursday or Friday. Got some Sui, swapped it right in the Tangem wallet. Works perfect. If you guys are interested in Tangem, use code CCXD for 10% off. They make great Christmas gifts. I did that last year for like everybody. It was perfect. All right, let's move on to the mining segment of things. I want to see what these miners look like today, and then I'll watch a few things. Sorry, I started a bit late, so I kind of got to blast through this. I'm crying because it's under 100k. Yeah. Yeah. All right, let's see. Alpha Packs DG Hydro 1. We got a 20 gigahash unit mining Litecoin and Doge, making $64.15 a day. That's not bad. Not bad at all. The Bitmain Antminer L9 over here, 17 gigahash unit, making 58.61. We got the L9 16 gigahash unit over here, making 55.16. And I just skipped over the AL1 Pro 16.6 terahash unit, making 56.41. What is a lithium looking like today? Lithium must be up. Let's see, or maybe not. Oh wow, it's definitely up. Not today, but it's $2.38. Hadouken into a lithium. Perfect. Nice. The last 7 days has been climbing. It has been climbing. Damn. Look at that. 1 month chart. It's showing some signs of life. I am not gonna lie, lithium's been super disappointing for a while since the ASICs came out. But if it can come back, that'd be amazing. The last month it's been looking pretty good. That's interesting. $2.38. Nice. I'm happy for anybody that's got a lithium miners. All right, let's see. The AL1 15.6 terahash unit making $53 a day. The AL3 is making $50 a day. It's 15 terahash unit. Crazy. That's amazing. Let's see. The L7, you guys know I got this thing down at Terra Hosting. Shout out to them if you're interested in hosting. Links in the description. And I also have TerraHash's website pinned in the comment. We finally have affiliate links, and use code CCXD. I think it gets you like 1% off or something. That's a pretty big deal on an ASIC. We got the 9050 L7 making $27.54 a day. Again, this is after paying 10 cents per kilowatt hour. This is my profits. That's amazing for a machine that's been running for like 2.5, 3 years on my end anyways, but it's like a 4-year-old machine at this point. Kind of crazy. The Gold Shell EAL1M over here, 4.4 terahash unit, making $13 a day. Nice. This is at 10 cents per kilowatt hour, right? Yes. Had to double check. Had to double check. All right, let's scroll down a little bit. Where are we at? Right here, Gold Shell EDG1M. I got one of these things. If you guys didn't see that video, go check it out. But a 3.4 gigahash unit over here. This thing's making $9 a day. Damn, I'm running this thing in the solar trailer. Turning this thing on today for sure. But yeah, that's crazy. I just shut everything off at night and I let my batteries kind of stay charged and run the AL0s just because they're whatever for wattage. But yeah, the EDG1M is this is a pretty nice unit. I like that it's Wi-Fi. I might actually end up throwing it down here because it's starting to get chilly down in the basement, to be honest. So it's yeah, instead of running a heating duct, which I totally could do, I just don't feel like it's all just plug in an ASIC. It'd be a lot easier. The Ice River AL2 Lite, 2 terahashes over here, 500 watts, $6.67 a day. I got one of these things too in the trailer. Solar. Oh no, I lied. I got the KS2 Lite. I got the Caspa light miner. Where is that one? Where is that? I don't know. I don't know where it is. Oh, right here. That's way down here. 44 cents a day. All right. Bruh. Never mind. We're not turning that one on today. We got the Ice River RX0 260 gigahashes, 49 cents a day. Is that bad? Is that bad? How's Radiant doing? I haven't looked at Radiant in a while. RXD, is that what it is? Yeah. Let's see. It's down 4.8%. Last 7 days. That's up over the last month. That's pretty good. Down over the last 3 months though. I don't know. It's a good time to buy Radiant. 87% down. Over a year ago is the all-time high. What's this? How long's Radiant been out? 2022. All right, so it's never really seen a full bull run. It's like got the remnants of last year. I mean last time, but I mean I guess not really because it was 2021. So yeah, it's never really seen a bull run. I wonder what this is gonna do. I wonder what Radiant's gonna do. What do you guys think? Is anybody bullish on Radiant? Let me know. Is Bitcoin dead? Yes. Dusty Hunt is so it's going. It's been going to zero since 2009. You guys didn't know this? You guys didn't know this? I'm making that shirt. I'm gonna put that sweatshirt on my my site. I haven't updated that thing in forever, but going to zero since 2009. That's what I'm gonna put on the sweatshirt. I'm gonna make that today just because it's a riot. It is too early. I'm freaking exhausted. All right, listen, I've been decorating for Christmas shit all weekend. It's been a nightmare. Anyways, all right, I'm done with this. Go to GPUs. I lied. I'm not done with this. I want to see what my S19K is, but I'm gonna type it in because I'm not looking for it. S19K. Let's see. Where are we at? Look at that. My S19K 120 terahash unit is making $2.47 a day.
Perfect.
It could be better, but it's not that bad. It's not bad. I actually have this thing mining to unmineable, going to Caspa because I think Caspa has a greater upside potential. That's just my opinion. Delete that. All right, moving on. GPUs. Let's see. Most profitable coin for GPUs seems to be Aleo. How's Aleo doing today? Anybody mining this thing? You are. Again, I recommend just selling it, but that's my opinion. You guys do what you want. Oh fuck, didn't mean to click on that. Damn it. Meant to click on the 1 month, to be honest. It's up over a month. Could be worse. 3 months. It's way down over 3 months. Yeah, this isn't a hold for me, but you guys do what you want. Meow coin. Meow coins on the 170HX. There was some info about Meow coin. They're like forking to go to like half script, half power or something. I don't even know how the hell it's possible, but that's what they're doing. Up 10% today. Nice. 7 days up on the 7 day. It's up over the month. Oh shit, that's like really healthy over the month. 3 months. Oh wow, look at that. And it's still down in the year, but 3 months it's up. That's the first one we've seen up on 3 months. Interesting. Interesting. I'm not into that coin, but you guys, each his own. Let's see. All right, Aleo on the 4070s and the 40 series cards. Basically, what is this? EVR. Evermore. EVR. Is that even on CoinGecko? It is 29% up. Holy shit! Look at that. 24 hours. Kind of even on the 7 day ish month. I have no idea what this project is. Not a freaking clue. Came out in May. Interesting. Is anybody mining this? Let me know in the chat. Is anybody mining that? I don't even know you hold it. Must have its own wallet or something. Interesting. Sky Doge. What the hell? Sky Doge is profitable on 6900 XD. What is this world coming to? And again, Meow coin. Interesting. All right, so you guys got a few things to choose from today, but I would just, it's most likely just Aleo. Mine it, sell it. It's my opinion. All right, moving on. Let's do some news over here. Trump wants to make US the biggest crypto player in the world. Let's see what they got to say over here on Fox Business. This was posted about 9 hours ago. Let's do it.
President-elect Trump appointed former PayPal COO David Sachs to be his White House AI and crypto czar, signaling a major shift in favor of the tech sector. And the crypto world is already feeling the optimism. Just days ago, Bitcoin prices hit $100,000 for the first time ever. Here with reactions, Strategic Wealth Partners CEO Mark Tepper. Great to see you this morning, Mr. Tepper. So tell us about,
good morning, Charlie.
What does David Sachs bring to the table?
Well, look, I mean, I think overall, the one thing that stands out with all of President Trump's nominees and appointees is that he's not selecting academics. He's not selecting authors who've written about the theory of crypto or Bitcoin. He's choosing doers, real world people. They've done this before. They rolled up their sleeves. They've been in the trenches. They are doers. So the message from President Trump is clear. He wants to deliver on all of his pre-election promises and make us the crypto capital of the planet. When you look at David Sachs in particular, he's certainly pro-crypto. He's a venture capitalist from Silicon Valley who has invested in crypto startups. He owns crypto. He was one of the early investors in Palantir, who's one of the biggest AI players out there. So it is very crystal clear that President Trump means what he said, and he wants to make us the biggest crypto player in the world. That's
such a great point. And Trump, in every arena, he surrounds himself by people who are these doers. It's such a terrific point. So what are some of the things that David Sachs and Donald Trump are going to be doing in this area?
Well, look, I think one of the biggest issues with crypto is nobody really knows how much to regulate it. Should there be any regulation at all? And I just think from the standpoint of having some clarity, reducing uncertainty, that will certainly make it much more likely that you have more crypto bulls and that Bitcoin continues to climb higher. But then, furthermore, you look at the rest of the Trump appointees and nominees, whether it's Scott Bessent in the Treasury, Howard Lutnick in Commerce, Paul Atkins, SEC. They're trying to make this a legitimate currency. And if at some point you see a company like Amazon allowing people to buy goods with Bitcoin or with crypto overall, the coin is going to go to the moon. I mean, it will go up substantially.
Dude, that would be amazing.
Substantially. So I think you'll see more use cases. I think they will have some clarity on regulation, and both of those are going to be great for crypto.
And that would be amazing, but with that being said, like, I wouldn't use Bitcoin to buy anything online. Just use other forms of payment, right? But crypto, Bitcoin and as a whole, like, hold that for long term. That's just my opinion.
Of course, Donald Trump is the first president to come along who has embraced crypto like this. Why do most politicians think that crypto is such a threat to them?
Well, I think probably the biggest issue is they think there's a lot of dirty business happening with crypto, right? You know, whether it's drug deals or
right.
you know, ransoms, there's a lot of that. So I think that's kind of a black mark on crypto. But, you know, when you look at the technology, the blockchain technology, when you look at the ease of transfer, it is a legitimate currency. And I believe that the people who are in place right now are certainly going to further legitimize that. And Charlie, I got to tell you, you know, some of the bullish calls out there, Bitcoin's about 100,000 a coin right now. It's up almost 50% since the election. Mike Novogratz of Galaxy Digital, maybe a month or so ago, he said that if Trump is able to build a Bitcoin reserve, which he's talked about, it could go to 500,000 a coin.
Wow.
Another research resource that I read, BCA Research, said it's going to 200,000 a coin, and there is no qualification for a Bitcoin reserve. So when you look at all these people, it seems like the coin is going to continue to climb higher.
And of course, they also don't like it because they can't control it. Mark Tepper, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, that was the biggest thing there. Yeah, because they can't control it. That's why they hate it. All right, Anthony Scaramucci on Elon Musk Doge plans. Let's see what he's got to say over here on Yahoo Finance, posted yesterday.
Anthony, switching gears a bit here. Elon Musk, Vivek Ramaswamy on Capitol Hill today. The new Department of Government Efficiency, Anthony. I'm just curious to get your take on that, what you make of it. Do you think it's a worthwhile effort?
This guy's kind of a dink, but whatever.
Listen, I've been around too long. I hate to be this cynical, but these things have never worked. I'm old enough to remember the Grace Commission under Ronald Reagan. They presented all these cost-cutting measures to the government. None of them went into place. I'm old enough to remember Simpson Bowles. That happened during the Obama administration. Those guys put together a very comprehensive bipartisan plan. They submitted it to Paul Ryan and President Obama. It ended up in a paper shredder. The Musk-Ramaswamy situation, these are very smart, capable entrepreneurs. Elon Musk is arguably one of the most successful people in human history. And so I don't want to bet against these guys, but I know how Washington works, and I know how slow it is in the process of cutting things, and I know how many legal protections are in place for things like entitlements. You know, somebody suggested, I think this morning, that they were going to cut $119 billion of veterans' medical benefits. I think there would be a huge political uproar on that. I don't even know if it's necessarily legal. So could they get some things done on the margin? I'm hoping that they can do that. Can they cut $2 trillion from the federal budget? I don't think that they can do that, and I think we have to be realistic about it.
Anthony, we know that you campaigned against now President-elect Trump, right? What do you think is the biggest potential upside, particularly for investors, from his presidency, and what are you most worried about at this point?
Well, I did campaign against him. You know, I worked for him. I have an understanding of how he thinks, and I'm worried about the lack of predictability, and I'm worried about the process. As an example, he has not signed the ethics agreement yet for the transition. He hasn't received the federal money for the transition, and there's things like that go on. You know, the fact that he's meeting with all these foreign leaders right now, I find astonishing, because way back in 2016, I was present when President-elect Trump met Shinzo Abe, then the Prime Minister of Japan, and President Obama called him and said, you know, this is sort of a Hatch Act violation. Could you not do this? And President Trump was compliant with that. But now I think he's met with at least 3 or 4 different leaders. And I think this sort of stress on the system and the stress on the traditions have me worried. He's got a guy named Kash Patel that's up for FBI director. He said he's going to come after people in the media. He just filed a personal lawsuit against Olivia Troy for, I guess, her First Amendment right to criticize him. And I think there's a danger in that. And I think if Kash Patel ends up as the FBI director and he actually goes out and starts prosecuting journalists for their free right to speak and their freedom of expression, I think it's a very dangerous time. And I think it puts a lot of stress on the economy and a lot of stress on the system. So there are things that they're willing to do that I think don't work in the United States, which is why, yes, I did campaign against them.
Anthony,
Is he on the Diddy list, you guys think? Like, you're mad because Trump's trying to fix shit before he gets into office? Like, listen, he's only got 4 years to do it, so he's got to do it now. He's got to start. You
worked in the White House. Were there certain things that you had to divest when you took that position? And do you think that that's going to happen with this incoming White House? Are there going to be conflicts of interest in terms of the assets that are held?
Well, I was in the process of following those rules and divesting, but of course I got fired, so it became moot. I didn't have to divest, but I was actively in the process of going over what the ethics rules were with my attorneys and making sure that I was legally and ethically compliant. There were other people in the cabinet, other people in the White House that just ignored those rules. I don't even think they were punished for that, and I don't think there was a lot of retribution towards them for doing that. And again, we got to be very, very careful about this stuff. You don't want to overly mix the government with business. You don't want to turn the United States into the American oligarchy. And so, again, we have to be careful with these things. And if you're telling me people are going to enter the government and not follow the ethics rules or what the potential conflicts of interest are, I'm going to tell you there's going to be decisions made that are not dispassionate decisions. They're going to be linked to people's business interests. And that's not really fair to the American people. That's not what I think the American people would like to see in their public servants.
Anthony, always great to see you and have you on the
I thought we were going to be talking about Bitcoin. Just turned into, or whatever, Doge, the plans with Doge. Just starts talking about Trump and how he's doing shit. Anyways, yeah, you know what? The only thing that makes me nervous is, you know how Trump wants to have a strategic Bitcoin reserve with whatever, you know, the U.S. has right now for Bitcoin. If before they, you know, have the inauguration day, do you think that they would go and just to be spiteful, sell off the Bitcoin that they have before he gets in office? Real thought, real fear, right? Kind of weird. Anyways, Swan Bitcoin. Bitcoin hits over 100K. Here's why 1 million is inevitable. Let's see what he's got to say over here on, again, Swan Bitcoin. This was 3 days ago. I haven't watched the channel in a bit, so let's see.
In true Bitcoin fashion, after a monstrous run from 60K to 99K, Bitcoin quietly and casually crossed the historic $100,000 mark late last night. And I just want to personally take this opportunity to congratulate all the long-term Bitcoiners who have been saying this milestone was inevitable way back when it seemed like an impossible fever dream. When you look back at the incredible underdog story of Bitcoin and how it literally started from the bottom, having a market value of $0, it's impossible not to get a little teary-eyed and sentimental. From its origin in the dark recesses of the information network that now spans the earth, where a sole engineer toiled to visualize and write the original Bitcoin code that is still visible and unchanged to this day, to the legendary late Hal Finney, who became the first person besides Satoshi to run the Bitcoin software and mine early blocks in 2009, to the infamous Laszlo, who became the first person to trade Bitcoin for something. In this case, a couple of Papa John.
This poor bastard. 10,000 Bitcoin for them 2 nasty ass pizzas. That shit looks gross.
John's Pizzas in the spring of 2010. To Ross
He's so mad. He's so
Ulbricht,
mad.
who became the first person to create an online marketplace, the Silk Road, where Bitcoin was the medium of exchange and the unit of account. Side note, free Ross. And let's not forget the incredible early cypherpunks like Adam
and that guy, yeah. Is he gonna get pardoned, that dude? That Ross guy? Right, the guy that created Silk Road? Didn't Trump say he was gonna pardon him?
David Chom, Nick
making that
Szabo,
up?
and many others whose giant shoulders Satoshi stood on in order to create this masterpiece of engineering. Today, all Bitcoiners around the world give our heartfelt thank you for making Bitcoin the global economic juggernaut it is today. The hardest part of Bitcoin's growth and maturity is behind us. In many ways,
Trump said he was going to, says Crypto KJ. That's what I thought.
and in hindsight, Bitcoin already won way back when it first reached dollar parity, where one Bitcoin reached the value of $1 on the now defunct Mt. Gox exchange in early 2011. $100,000 is the largest and biggest milestone in Bitcoin short history, but it most definitely isn't the last. Believe it or not, we're still in the early stages of the first chapter of Bitcoin's story. As dictator Vladimir Putin said earlier this week, no one can ban or prohibit the use of Bitcoin. The truth is, it is now a force of nature that can no longer be fought. It can only be reckoned with. If you're new here, this masterpiece from OG Bitcoiner and meme legend Bitstein is an incredible portrait of all the skepticism, hate, and vitriol Bitcoin and Bitcoiners have faced and are still facing as this world-changing technology continues its relentless march on its monetization journey towards global domination.
Oh god, I'm gonna get fucking hit for this music. I gotta turn it down a minute. I'm sorry. They're definitely gonna whack me for this. Every time I watch this guy's videos, I get hit with something. Bitcoin is MySpace. Bitcoin is too volatile. Bitcoin can't be copied. It's been going to zero since 2009, people. Grandma can't use Bitcoin. She can if she was smart. Quantum computers. Yeah, Bitcoin is too slow. Bitcoin is slow as fuck. Not gonna lie. Bitcoin fees are too expensive. They're not that bad. Ethereum's way worse. Bitcoin price crashed. Always. Tether. Yeah, it's always issues. Bitcoin isn't anonymous. It really isn't. China controls Bitcoin. China banned Bitcoin. Bitcoin is deflationary. Look at the prices keep going up. Oh, this is crazy. I don't even care at this point. Whatever. This is going on way too long. And Bitcoin is a cult. It might be. It might be kind of a cult. You guys think Bitcoin's a cult? This is just me. Let's see. I'm sorry. I'm turning the volume up and down just because, again, I'll get hit if it plays over 10 seconds. The government will ban Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a bubble, and then it's, yeah, boner candle to 100K. Again, it's been going to zero since 2009. And all the people rejoiced and said, No. What? God save the coin. Long live the coin. What the fuck is happening? What is going on right now? Is this their commercial? That's one Bitcoin commercial.
God save the coin indeed. With this milestone, it will be even harder for Bitcoiners not to say I told you so, but I implore you to try to stay humble and sober-minded even as we cross the $2 trillion market cap. Bitcoin is now a short jaunt away from overtaking Google and Amazon on this list of the most valuable assets in the world.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Amazon and Google.
But sometimes correction and rebuke is necessary, especially when it's the CIO of $500 billion asset manager Neuberger Berman, who had the unfortunate luck of being scheduled on CNBC this morning. Our boy Joe Kernan doesn't mince words here.
Joining us right now is Joe Amato. He's the president and chief investment officer at Neuberger Berman, which has $509 billion in assets under management, and they're not all in Bitcoin, I don't think.
They are not.
They are not. Maybe they should be?
Given that it's up 47% since the election, I guess we missed it. But it's been certainly an interesting ride. And I do think there are developments there from a regulatory standpoint, potentially a legislative standpoint, that have built some of that enthusiasm, together with a little bit of the sort of animal spirits that have been created since November 11th.
What do you tell clients about Bitcoin?
Well, we tell them to be very careful. Look, I admit I've been a skeptic over the years because of some of the things that you just quoted Powell on in terms of its store of value. It's not a currency equivalent, right? It is a speculative asset. And we say be very, very careful. Be very careful. We don't have it in client assets right now. There are ways to play it through the exchanges. But certainly it's getting the attention, and we're getting lots of questions about it.
40% since the election, but 60% ARR for 15 years, or 10 or 15 years. So, I mean, you've missed it.
We have missed that.
Yeah.
We did miss the U.S. equity markets, though, so we got...
I fucking love Joe. He's like, you missed that. He just rubs it in. Just a little salt in that wound.
That, which has been a strong performer over the last
He's got that
decade.
going for him.
At least he admits he overlooked it. Many haters are doubling down on their distaste for the juggernaut asset. The Financial Times put out this sorry not sorry article to their paid subscribers who apparently complained about the negative coverage of Bitcoin over the years. And the subscribers do deserve a legitimate apology for causing them to miss out on over 200% annualized returns over the last 15 years. And let's not forget Peter Schiff, who famously tweeted in 2019 that Bitcoin would never hit $100,000.
This guy, I would be embarrassed if I was this kid.
And that it was a dream. Well, when Bitcoin did hit 100K last night, he promptly posted this. It's ironic that Bitcoin only hit 100K by buying off politicians and getting in bed with government. Without expected government intervention, this milestone never would have been hit. What couldn't be done in a free market was achieved through the cohesive power of the state. Schiff, a strong proponent of gold, was quickly corrected by Lynn Alden, who responded with the facts. Governments own like 39,000 tons of gold. Governments own a bigger percent of refined gold than they own as a percent of the Bitcoin network, at least as far as anyone can tell. Alden also posted this chart showing the excuse narrative for Bitcoin's price pump during the last few bull markets. In 2017, it was just a speculative bubble. In 2021, it was the stimulus and 0% interest rates. Today, it's now apparently the election and lobbying. I wonder what the excuse will be in 2028 when Bitcoin is knocking on the door of $1 million per coin. And don't fret, Peter. You better believe Bitcoin
2028, 1 million?
Coming for the market cap of gold. Even the sitting chairman of the Federal Reserve, Jerome Powell, thinks so.
People use Bitcoin as a speculative asset, right? It's like gold. It's just like gold, only it's virtual. It's digital. People are not using it as a form of payment or as a store of value. It's highly volatile. It's not a competitor for the dollar. It's really a competitor for gold. You know, that's really how I think of it.
Yep. That's the man in charge of setting the price of money and capital across the developed world, saying Bitcoin is in direct competition with gold. You see, over time, every single hater, detractor, skeptic, and bear will come around and bend the knee to Bitcoin. It's already won, but it still will take some more winning before many finally capitulate. Now that Bitcoin has crossed this massive milestone, I see many amateur takes that we are topping out, and now is not the time to buy. This is the wrong way to look at it, and here's why. Bitcoin does go through massive boom and bust cycles, but as it's clear from any long-term chart of the price, it is always on a stair-step pattern of up and to the right. If you are just buying Bitcoin now for the first time as it crosses 100K, you might be nervous that you're buying the top. Could 100K be the top this cycle? Increasing demand from nation states, institutions, and large corporations tells me it's not, but even I'll admit it is possible. The main takeaway should be that if you are hoping to jump on this roller coaster rocket ship that is Bitcoin, you have to get out of the trader mindset and into the long-term saver mindset. Bitcoin is the only fixed supply asset on the planet Earth. As long as adoption is growing, the price can only go up in terms of an infinitely inflating US dollar. It's really just simple math. Like I said earlier, the real milestone was Bitcoin's 0 to 1 moment, when it hit dollar parity for the first time. Everything after that, from $1 to 100,000, has been inevitable. And now from 100,000 to 1 million and beyond is equally inevitable. It has been steadily de-risked over the last 15 years, and it only gets stronger and more resilient as it marches forward in its adoption. In that regard, 0 to $1 and $1 to $100,000 is infinitely more difficult than the clear skies ahead on its journey from 100,000 to 1 million and beyond. It took 15 years to reach this $100,000 milestone. World-changing technological leaps like the internet and the digital revolution that came after it increase in adoption at an exponential rate. So it's safe to assume that 100K to 1 million will be orders of magnitude faster than 0 to 100K, which is where the baseline...
I mean, if you think of it right now, to get to $1 million, it's only a 10x in Bitcoin. And I think Crypto Zombie said it in his last video. I didn't watch that with you guys, but I watched it on my own. He said, he's like, Bitcoin 10x is on a Thursday, or crypto 10x is on a Thursday. Like, it's really not that crazy to think about, you know, Bitcoin 10xing. I mean, I know it's a lot more money involved, but it's kind of true. Like, things go up and down so fast with Bitcoin. $1 million really isn't that far out of the possibilities.
My prediction of 1 million by 2030 comes from. And at this rate, I think even that is a conservative prediction. So no, you are not too late to Bitcoin. But I will caution that if you are buying here, for the love of Satoshi, please plan on holding for a minimum of 5 years.
Facts.
The longer your time horizon, the less the roller coaster's volatility will shake you out. Stay humble.
That was probably the best thing he could have said. That was the best thing he could have said. If you're purchasing now, plan to hold it. Plan to put it in the bank, or put it in your ledger or your Tangem or whatever you have for a wallet. Don't keep it on your desktop fucking wallets, please. Okay. We already know the issues that have been going around with desktop wallets getting hacked and all that stuff. Please get a hardware wallet, put your Bitcoin in there, set it and forget it, and just leave it alone and look at it in 5 years or whatever. Next bull cycle, typically 4 years from the previous one. So take it as you will. All right, let's see. Mr. Lark Davis over here. Truth about, I don't know why there's nothing on the screen. Let's see. Okay.
Here is the truth about Bitcoin's peak cycle price, because you're going to hear a lot of bullshit as we go on throughout the cycle. And I want you to have the information that you need to make smart decisions and to take profits at the right time. Because when the cycle peak comes, it's going to come real fast. It always does. And it's over much quicker than you think it's going to be. You're going to wake up one day, that's it. It's over. Your chance to take great profits is finished and it's not coming back. And you'll be in denial and you'll hold down minus 99% into the middle of the bear market until it's just you and a few other dudes sitting around the Discord. I wish we'd sold at the top. Meanwhile,
I think he just explained like 90% of us in this chat's life this last cycle. Just sitting in Discord, waiting for shit to go back up.
Smart people, the people who listen to this damn video, they're the ones who are going to be, you know, traveling through Southeast Asia with the kids, and they're going to be sailing across the Caribbean on a yacht. Wife, kids, beautiful lives, financial freedom secured. Everyone else is going to be grinding it out for the next 4 years. What do you want to do? You want to sell the top, or at least as close as possible. And there is a nice window, but it's a short window, okay? Once the major markup period finishes, which could be a few more months still, the window to sell is real short, and we have to talk about that. So let's get into it, because I want you guys to do as best as you can during the cycle. Check this out. Guy named Leo Hart shared this, said Bitcoin's price history shows that it spends only 1.93% of its time above the orange line and lingers in the red zone for about 26 days per cycle.
Ooh, that's kind of a really interesting chart, actually. I mean, we've seen this rainbow chart before, right? This curve that's just kind of up and to the right. But that's kind of neat that he did this this bubble in this 26 days. Interesting.
Did you just hear that? You have about 26 days per cycle to sell at maximum profits. Now, this is about Bitcoin. And
does anybody know what this chart is called, though? Like, can you find this on, like, where can you find this chart and like track it? Does anybody know? Let me know in the chat.
Have to sell your Bitcoin. It's a whole conversation whether you want to hold your Bitcoin until it's $1 million, if you're happy with volatility, et cetera, et cetera. Not everyone's going to think like that. Some of you guys are going to want to sell your Bitcoin and take the damn money and run, and that's fine too. But also, there's a very key thing about altcoins we need to understand here. More on that in a few minutes. We have to talk about this first, because Bitcoin is the North Star. Bitcoin leads liquidity in the cycle. Bitcoin tells us where we're going. Altcoins follow behind. It's like that meme with Tom Hanks where he's running and there's all the people waiting behind him. Tom Hanks is Bitcoin. Everyone else is the altcoins, right? Leo says,
I mean, I found this is like the Bitcoin rainbow chart, right? But I don't know if this is like, this doesn't like update. You know what I mean? I want something like this, but like with the time frame that updates. Let's see if I can find it.
Well, this cycle is different. It's a common assumption. The data shows that sticking to historical patterns can be smart. Understanding these cycles can improve your crypto strategy. Yes, 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 I agree. There'll be a very short window in which to sell. Think about that, 26 days. We have been waiting years, okay, from the previous cycle peak. You basically have to wait 3 years.
Yeah, but how do you find that on TradingView? Because I have TradingView, but I don't know how to find that.
10 months and 2 weeks every 4 years. To sell the top perfectly, or to sell within the window, because you won't be perfectly selling the pico top price. You're not going to be that guy. Just stop thinking about it, okay? But what you can do, if you time it well enough, is sell close enough to the top, and that's really what matters. There's a very short 26-day window, okay? Maybe it lasts a little longer, maybe it lasts a little less, but that's the approximate zone, okay? You have to keep that in mind. Now, what's interesting is that this cycle zone, by the way, if you can see right here, this cycle zone, where does it end up at? It ends up right in the $250,000 Bitcoin zone, the same price I've been saying forever that we're likely to see a pico top price for BTC, okay?
This cycle, 250K, you guys really think it's going to go that high? I mean, it could, obviously, but...
Leo also says the
That seems a little bit much.
Mid 2025 is the period with the highest probability for a either single market top or a weighted average of several market tops if there are multiple peaks. Okay. Again, that comes back to our March, April top hypothesis, right? Before we get into the next two things, I got two other things I want to chart. Now, the pi cycle top indicator, in case you have not been around in crypto for a while, is a wildly accurate indicator. And look, there's always a chance that this cycle is going to be a false positive. You never know. But check this out. Last cycle, how close was it? So you see the pink box on top that's going to flip to the bottom right there? That means the cross happened, okay? Perfect time to sell hits right there. Now, that was around $60,000 approximately, right? So next day it hits 60, literally like the next day it hits 63,000. That's it. Had you sold at exactly the cross of the pi cycle chart or waited one or...
Oh, I found it. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut him off. I found it. All right, so this coin-nack or something? I don't know what this is, but I'll put this in the chat if you guys are interested. You guys kind of follow this chart. It's freaking stupid hard to see. Zoom in, maybe? Oh, nope, just screenshotted that. Didn't mean to do that. All right, well, anyways, this is it. If you guys want to see it, I mean, you can chase it by the day or whatever, and I'm sure you can mess with this, so I'll put this in the live chat. If anybody's interested in it, but I'm gonna bookmark that.
1 or 2 days and then sold, you would have basically sold as close to the top as is reasonable for an average person to try to get to selling the top, okay? Selling right around there would have been a time of near maximum profits, okay? Okay. Now, where are we right now with the pi cycle top indicator? Well, we are still a long way away. Let's just put it that way, okay? We are a long way away. You can see we have started trending back up, right? The lines are once again getting closer. But probably at least 3 or 4 months away from seeing these cross over again, potential March, April, at least first top for the cycle, potentially get a second top October, November next year. That's a different conversation. We're focused on the first top because in 2021, you could have just sold the first top, walked away with all your money, and didn't have to think about crypto again for 4 years. You would have made just plenty of money. Or you could have stuck around and got the extra 10% of gains out if you perfectly sold the Pico top in November, but most people didn't, of course. Just food for thought there, right? But this high cycle top indicator will flash again. It's going to be a few months, as long as the markets continue generally as they have been, and we don't hit any kind of major downturn in the market. Then we're heading towards a pi cycle top in, again, maybe March or April. When that happens, do not ignore it. And when it happens, that tends to be a very, very close, almost within a couple of days or on the exact day that the price of Bitcoin tops for the cycle. Now, I know we had that happen at about 64K in April of 2021, then we went to 69K later that year. But again, you could have just sold at the 64K, walked away, and been totally happy, okay? Just keep that in mind. Now, here's another way to look at it. So this is sort of the top zone. This is the weekly charts here. Again, more confluence to the idea that when the top comes, it doesn't last very long. You do have an opportunity. There is a window. There is a window, and I need to keep pointing this out. There is a window in which you can sell, okay?
Does anybody remember this? I remember this. This was a brutal drop. My God. Back in 2019. That was insane.
Here, back in 2017, you basically had about 4 or 5 weeks where you could sell over $15,000, okay? The Pico price of 18, 19, got to almost $20,000 was an hour or two. It was so fast. It went so fast, okay? So most people wouldn't have sold that, but you had a great opportunity to sell over $15,000, okay? So there was a very beautiful moment of opportunity there in that period. That was the topping period, right? This was more of a blow-off top here in 2017, whereas back in 2021, we had more of rounded tops coming in. Now, once again, we had some beautiful opportunity. In 2021, you had about 6 weeks where you could have sold over $60,000, okay? If you sold at $62,000 or $61,000, oh, but you missed selling at $64,000, like, who cares? Who cares? Because most people didn't take any damn profits, any money off the table, and they probably sold down here for $30,000 or held right up through this again, didn't sell a damn thing, and then sold at the bottom for $15,000 in the middle of the bear market, okay? Okay. You did get a second opportunity in 2021 to take incredible profits once again. Price of Bitcoin entered a second distribution zone after a major markup period following the summer crash, where you had, again, 6 weeks. You had 6 weeks, man, to sell over $60,000. Now, you could have sold at $69,000 perfectly, but again, almost nobody did. Anybody who sold over $60,000, that was the Giga Genius move, okay? Keep it in mind. Now, we have not yet entered any kind of major distribution yet for this cycle. By the way, even back in early this year, early 24, we had about a 6-week period after the major markup period where you had a great chance to sell in profits over $70,000, okay? So just FYI, we've not yet reached such a major markup period, in my opinion. We probably go quite a bit higher before we have any kind of major distribution area like this, potentially over in here somewhere around $150,000 in March or April. Would not surprise me at all. Now, maybe we get up to 200K by that time, 150K at least.
Just remember, sell in May and go away. I'm telling you, that's real.
For a first cycle peak, would not be all that crazy in my mind. Consolidates here, great chance to sell 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks where you can get a very good price for your cryptocurrency assets. Now, that's just about Bitcoin, okay? That's just about Bitcoin. And I know you're thinking, Lark, why would I ever sell Bitcoin? You're a crazy person. You don't have to sell your Bitcoin. Here's the deal. Altcoins follow behind Bitcoin, okay? And
yeah, in full transparency, I will most likely not sell my Bitcoin, but I'll sell my alts for sure.
That pi cycle top indicator we were talking about, basically what has happened previously, and doesn't mean it's necessarily going to happen in the future, but it's probably going to rhyme to some extent. From the time that the pi cycle top indicator hit to the altcoin peak was about 2 weeks, okay? So there you go. That's the information that you need. When the pi cycle tops, you got about 2 weeks to sell your altcoins because they'll peak within that period, right? Bitcoin stalls out. People start rotating money from Bitcoin into the altcoins for one final hurrah, and then that's it. Everybody's out of money and the prices go down, essentially, okay? So this is how Bitcoin is going to move. You have to remember to take your profits because the market top comes real fast, and the downturn in the market also comes incredibly fast and catch most people with their pants down because they haven't taken any profits. They're sitting around waiting. They watch this whole distribution period going on for weeks on end where you can sell at some crazy high valuation of price. You don't take any damn money off the table because you're a genius. You're not a genius. It's a bull market. Enjoy being in the bull market, but it's just a bull market, baby. Okay?
Yep. And don't, I don't know. Don't get too greedy because if you think it's going to continue to go up, you're wrong. You're wrong. When you think it's time to sell, just sell. And if it goes up a little bit, who cares? You came out on top. It'll go back down, and then you can buy back in if you'd like. Michael Saylor issues a dire warning if you hold 0.01 Bitcoin. Hopefully, you guys hold 0.01 Bitcoin. If you don't, you should. You should absolutely at least own that and put it aside. But yeah. All right, let's do it.
Bitcoin is emerging as the world's reserve capital network. If you want to store your capital for the long term and you live in Africa or Russia or China or South America or even the US, your choice is local real estate or local stocks or Bitcoin. Well, people are realizing that Bitcoin is better than real estate. It's better than stocks. There's not a single company or real estate property in Africa that you would rather own for the long term than Bitcoin.
This shocked me.
That, I'm gonna be honest, he looked like a robot there. It didn't even look real.
Bitcoin is no longer going to crash again like it's done in the past. Here. These deep bear market price crashes are over, at least according to Michael Saylor. If you hold 0.01 Bitcoin or more, Michael Saylor has a message for you.
I think as the asset grows and matures, the volatility decreases and those drawdown, the extremes of the drawdown decrease. The structure of the market determines the volatility. If you're going to forecast the structure of the market, you can't look backwards. It's like if you looked at a bicycle 4 years ago and I show up with a motorcycle right now, it's a different set of physics. The market right now is driven by the ETFs, driven by the options market, driven by companies like MicroStrategy, driven by the global adoption. So I think what you'll see is you will still see volatility, but you won't see the extreme drawdowns of the last cycle. You'll see a more gentle volatility. It'll surge up, it'll come back, but I don't expect like we saw an 80% drawdown in the depth of the crypto winter from 66,000 to 16,000. In order for that to happen, you had to have a bunch of very poorly capitalized companies like FTX and Genesis and Celsius and BlockFi force liquidate. We don't have those kind of companies in the system now. The capital structures of the companies participating in the market today are much deeper, much more robust, and there's a lot more equity capital today. So you'll see a different dynamic. I think it'll be muted to the upside and the downside because of the options traders that are moderating the market.
Like zooming out on a big enough time frame, Bitcoin's price is just going to keep moving up and to the right over time, like the U.S. stock market.
He's not wrong. Zarkov said, breaking, MicroStrategy just bought an additional 21,550 Bitcoin for $2.1 billion. Did they really? That just come out now? That's crazy.
If you hold...
I believe it, though. Every time Bitcoin dips, he buys.
0.01 Bitcoin, this is how your investment is roughly going to appreciate, according to Mike.
You know, I don't chart it month by month, but I noticed that it's been a 60% ARR for the past 4 years and even before that point. And my model is generally that it will grow at 60% ARR, decelerating to 20% ARR over 21 years. So if you start to crank in 60%, then 58, then 56, then 54, you know, and you put that on a scale, absent the cyclical volatility, you get to a forecast, which makes sense.
Hey, buy gift.
Nope. Real quick. All right. Look right here. 0.01 Bitcoin is under $1,000. Under $1,000. You should do your best. Put $20 a week and just get it. Just hold it, because it's. I'm telling you, thank me later. Thank me in 10 years, because you'll be happy. You'll be happy that you held it, and yeah, you didn't go anywhere. All right, let's skip forward.
card. Look, before we continue, you know 0.01 Bitcoin today costs around $1,000. A lot of people get to this milestone and stop accumulating. And according to Michael Saylor, you could be making one of the worst mistakes of your life. You're probably leaving money on the table. It was obvious when BlackRock got involved. Now that Donald Trump just became president, it's even more obvious. So here are just some of the policies that Michael Saylor thinks Donald Trump will change.
I mean, I think low regulation, low tax, pro-innovation policies, specifically with regard to digital assets. If we have a digital assets framework that supports digital commodities, digital securities, digital tokens, digital ABTs, digital currencies, digital NFTs, so that people can innovate in the United States of America and spread those assets everywhere in the world, I think that'll be good for the world and good for the United States.
The only question is, will Donald Trump be able to do the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve or stockpile? As the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve bill gains traction in Congress, we are seeing senators now start to question its legitimacy and whether it's necessary for the U.S. to do or not. Michael Saylor has a message for you if you think similarly to Senator Gillibrand here.
I don't know what the purpose of a Bitcoin Central Reserve is, and I haven't really seen the details of any idea about why you would do that and why that's important. I think it would have an obvious impact of supporting the Bitcoin industry, which in and of itself isn't good or bad. I just would want to know what the reason is.
All right, Michael, so the senator not sure about the reason for it. What do you say to that? What's your response?
So the very simple idea is buy 20 or 25% of the Bitcoin network on behalf of the U.S. government, catalyze the development of that World Reserve Capital Network, and then let all the Chinese and the Russians and the foreigners sell all their other assets and buy Bitcoin, and then the money flows into the United States. If you want to put a great twist on it, dump your gold, sell all the U.S. gold, buy Bitcoin, then the trade is free because you could buy 5 million Bitcoin for the cost of the gold. You will demonetize the entire gold asset class, and our enemies hold gold in their banks, so their assets would go to zero. Our assets would go to $100 trillion, and we would control the world's reserve capital network as well as the world's reserve currency network.
I want to pause with the Michael Saylor clips for a second and show you a recent video of former managing director of Bank of America, Steve Weiss, admitting that Bank of America is buying tons of Bitcoin right now, under the radar. Listen to this. Smash the like button, guys. You'd have no idea this was happening unless you subscribe to our channel.
The Flow Show from Bank of America.
Or you could just watch CNBC, and then you'd know.
You have the largest 4-week inflow ever into crypto assets. We can hit that because you keep buying Bitcoin, and you did it again as we would show Bitcoin again, because we got to 100K, we kissed it, and we came back a little bit, and we're hovering right below.
Right, which is not unusual. So, I'm in my office in Chicago, and I see the news of who Trump appointed for the SEC.
Yeah, a crypto-friendly person.
Exactly. So it was trading below, I think it was at 97,000 at the time. Immediately bought some more and said, this is going to be the catalyst to get through 100. It was going to get through 100 anyway. Now, yesterday we saw a 5% correction. It's not unusual when you go through these psychological points that are resistance to fall back behind it. But I now think 100 is going to be support, and that we will keep going once the administration's actually in place.
Well, some of the commentary yesterday was, if I recall correctly, overdone but not over. Right.
Yeah,
that might have been Wolf research that said overdone but not over. Then you had other calls of saying, well, yeah, they agree with Weiss. 100,000, okay, ante up. Give me 250 next year.
And that's the beauty of investing something that has no intrinsic value, because you just can't say it's overvalued or it's undervalued. It's purely momentum.
So what are you playing for, Weiss? Like if you bought it at 97?
Money.
No.
Money.
No. Let's be
Money.
serious. Are you playing for 25% return on it?
I don't think I have to define it. I'm playing for momentum, and when the momentum starts down.
So if you've made it this far in the video,
you don't want to give an answer, but yeah,
you get it. You're already ahead of the curve. The question is, what should be your next move? Well, Michael Saylor has a game plan for you. See if you agree with him.
Your advice is buy here, or no, wait for a pullback. And then when I do buy, Michael, your advice to folks who are listening about how to do that, what do they buy? Do they dollar cost average into Bitcoin? What's your advice?
I think you should think of Bitcoin as a long-term capital asset. So if you have money you don't need for 4 years, or even better yet, for 10 years, you put it into a portfolio. You might hold scarce, desirable real estate. You might hold your favorite artwork. You might hold some portfolio of companies you're going to hold forever. I think a part of that is Bitcoin. So I say dollar cost average into Bitcoin every quarter. Sweep some long-term savings into Bitcoin. Expect to keep it there for a decade or longer. And don't get too worked up over the volatility in the near term.
So, to bring it all in, if I really had to distill Michael Saylor's message to you into just one clip, this is it. Guys, if you want an edge in cryptocurrency, subscribe to our channel for daily updates. We'll continue this conversation in the comments of today's video.
Every day for the past 4 years, I've said, buy Bitcoin, don't sell the Bitcoin. I'm going to be buying more Bitcoin. I'm going to be buying Bitcoin at the top forever. I joked with Dave Portnoy today. He said, I missed it at 10,000, I missed it at 20,000, I missed it at 100,000. I said, Dave, it's still less than $1 million a coin. You're getting a 90% discount from $1 million a coin. I'm sure that I will be buying Bitcoin at $1 million a coin, probably $1 billion a day of Bitcoin at $1 million a coin. And so I think it's a very simple idea. Just keep buying Bitcoin with your spare capital. It's going to appreciate against the dollar forever.
Interesting. Well, shout out to Michael Saylor for being a G and buying all the Bitcoin. That's crazy, though. Good for them. They just bought more today. That's incredible. Oh, man. All right, recap segment of things. It's Monday morning and everything's red. Bitcoin, 98,392 bucks for anybody just joining. We got Ethereum at 3860. XRP is down 6% to $2.39. Solana 227 bucks. BNB is 726. ADA is at $1.11. We got Caspa at 17.5 cents or so. Ran up to about 19 yesterday, or maybe it was the other day. I think it was yesterday. LTC 123 bucks. That's down a bit, 8%. We have Dogecoin at 43 cents, down 6%. That's crazy. Dogecoin's doing great. It's gonna do fantastic. I can't wait till inauguration day. I can't wait to see what happens with everything. But I don't want to wish time away because holidays are a fun time. All right, let's see. Crypto bubbles. Everything is just, this is a bloodbath. It's just, this is brutal, but this is the time to buy. When you guys have dips, this is the time to get in. Just my opinion. You guys do what you want. But I'll be looking to scoop some stuff up today for sure. Quant over here seems to be the biggest loser, 12.3% down to $148. I don't know if anybody's into that. I am not. Whiff is down. This is Dog with Hat, 10.4%, $3.34. Yeah, everything's brutal today except for this Leo coin right here. Even Mog changed to down 3% now. But this is $9.38 if anybody's into this Leo token. Don't even know what it's about. But anyways, flashbang, fear and greed index looking like a 78. Extreme greed, this thing's going to take a nice pullback tomorrow for sure after the market today. But again, it says be fearful when people are greedy and greedy when people are fearful. You guys know how that is. Warren Buffett's favorite line. And guys, that's it. That's gonna do it. Gotta get back to daddy duty. Gotta get these kids to school. You guys have a great, happy, and safe Monday. I will catch you guys bright and early tomorrow morning around 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And until then, peace out and have a good day.
Eat shit.